This is a parts list for the Colt 1877 Lightning, and this is where I'll probably buy my spare parts at. I was surprised at the, well, not really surprised. The only thing I was surprised about was you still could be able to get some of it. Being that old and that, well, just being that old. Now, I went down through the price list, which is down here, for what is available and what is not available. And I added all this up. The thing that's not available is the grips are not available. Repo grips are. Mine are mother of pearl, and they're in perfect shape. The barrel, there's not a price on that, and also the housing right here, and there's no price on the cylinder. So I have the cylinder, the gun housing, and the barrel, and the grips, and the list price on everything else is around $1,125. That's just in parts, and I'll show you the parts. And what I need is number 36 right here, which mine is broken in half. And as far as, and then I need I'm going to get a little screw right up here. And this video can be used by a future buyer to see exactly what they're going to get. Like I said, I'm not a, I love guns. I'm all for the Second Amendment and everything else, but I don't really enjoy firing them because they're just very loud. I mean, I don't mind them, but I like 155 mic doorbusters, but I don't enjoy standing next to one of them when it goes off. Okay, let's go take a look at the live pieces now. And like I said, it needs to go to a good home, and I'm going to rebuild it and put all this on video so that you just don't take someone's word for it. It will be all done like that. Alright, let's go look at it. This is the Colt taken all the way down. Now, this barrel is not available, I don't think, and it's in really good shape. What I've looked at is the small, the outside nickel is not in the best of shape, but that's due to probably a holster, I think. But there is no sand scratches, there's no rust, nothing. And that's still a little dirty. I haven't cleaned this up. All I've done is ran a little bit of oil through that right there. But I look at the gearing, and the gearing looks good. This piece right here, if you'll notice on the, where'd it go? Little tiny tines in the pieces. They're all in perfect shape. The barrel, let's see if I can get a good look at that. The rifling I think is good, but a gun expert will have to look at this and tell, because I'm not a gun expert. The here's the trigger. This trigger mechanism right here, just these two pieces are $300. And then of course there is this little piece, whatever it is, hooks onto this, or hooks into here, right here, and then there's a spring right there which is in good shape, and that's screwed on right there. And then of course we have all the little tiny deals, and they're all blued. So everything here, except for the grips, the cylinder, I don't know what the barrel, as you can see the barrel screws in here, right there. Okay, everything here except the grips, the cylinder, and the barrel, and this is unavailable, this piece right here. Everything you see right here is about $1,100 just in parts. So I'm going to get my spare parts and put them back together, and I'm going to want a shitload of money for this thing after I get it put back together. I'm going to put it back together people said, oh, it's hard to put back together. Yes, it is a Rube Goldberg over-engineered piece of work. The problem Colt did, as I can see in the weakness of the gun, is that their metal tempering here was, that's where it broke right there. But if you look at this piece, let's take a look at this little piece right here. Okay? If you look at where it snapped compared to where it was put in, compared to the end right here, it's in beautiful shape. There is no damage to it at all. It just, what happened is this piece snapped and the gun stopped working, so my distant relatives just put it on the shelf, which is, it's good for that. Now these grips are just absolutely cool. If you look at them, and they feel, and see they have a little metal insert right in them right there, and you can see on the, like the sides of them, they're solid. They have, and you can see right up here, but these pups are just, this one right here has got a little indent right there due to the fact, but it just feels like it's made of lead. And then you can see this one, and you can see it's got a small indent right there, but it is solid. And of course these haven't been cleaned up. And this is what they look like together. Listen to that. I mean, that's some solid stuff. And these are the grips as they are together, and they have metal on each side. I don't know what these grips would go for. What I was looking at is to see if maybe Colt had some markings on the back that would say that they're from this gun. I know they're from this gun, but absolutely beautiful. They're bird's head. They fit perfect in your hand if you were a gunslinger. All the spring work here is, this spring has never been out. This spring is 140 years old. It's in perfect condition. This spring right here is in perfect condition. This is off the trigger guard dealie, and the spring is a little bit rusted, but it's in perfect condition. Our little pin dealie here, which goes in these little tiny slots on the edges of the cylinder, it's in perfect condition. This spring is in perfect condition. This, I don't know, sear pin, I don't know. I mean, I'm lost on that as far as that goes. That's in perfect condition. All of the trigger parts, the hammer, the trigger, are in perfect condition. All of these little cool looking little bolts with the bluing on the end. Look at that one. Can you see the blue? I don't know if you can see the blue. See if we can see. See if we can see the blue on there. I don't know how they got the bluing on there, but it's neat. Anyway, for the one piece right here will cost me about $22 for that. And then I will need a bolt that goes through the trigger right here. It's cost me about $8. Then I will need a nut or another bolt. You can see here everything looks really good, which will go right in here, which is another one, $8 or something. And then what I wanted to do is right up in here, you can see here one of these little bolts, this one, or nuts, I don't know what the hell it is, but this one was chewed up a little bit, and like I said, they were all loose. What I'm going to do is see if I can get, and this one is the original. I want to get one more new one of these, if you can get a new one, and put it in so it looks better. So that's where we're at so far, and I'm going to take some high resolution pictures and put them on, and then I'll put them on the computer and take pictures of them. But that's where we're at so far. Right there, you're looking at, excluding all this, you're looking at $1,150 worth of parts. What the bird's eye grips are, I have no idea, but they came with the gun. These have to be worth some money because they're in perfect shape. Anyway, I'm going to fix it up, and if there's any gun owners out there that are interested in, you know, picture's worth 1,000 words, and I'm not a gun expert. But it's been in my family. It's not stolen. None of that bullshit. I don't play that way. So, oh, and also there was this had a number on it. What the hell was that number at? This has a number right here. Right underneath. It says 479. I don't know what that means, but that's the only hidden number. And then there, of course there's this number. And that's about it for that. So if anyone can help me figure out what this is worth, I'm willing to sell it and have it work in perfect shape and go to a good home. All right, thank you so much for watching.